Hey everyone, welcome to my first live stream. I'll just apologize in advance first for the lack of technology. I'm only using my laptop and it's stupid little webcam thing. I did try and set up my GoPro yesterday, but it's freaking hopeless. I'm hopeless with technology, really. And also, I have developed a little bit of a dry cough. I thought I had a temperature overnight, but I've got a little bit of a cough. So if I do have the virus, it is very, very, very mild. I think it's more to do with maybe a cold or something like that. I was going to try and broadcast outside, but unfortunately, it's just a little bit too cold. It's not quite summer in Britain yet. And also with this lousy webcam, it just washes out the entire background. So as you can see, it's already washed out a little bit, but at least you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me as well. So just let me know if you can or can't or whatever. So hello to everyone. Hello to all my, how many people have I got now? Doesn't tell me. Oh, okay. I've got a few, about 10 people so far. All right, thanks, Charlie. Hello, Charlie in Texas. Paul Hawes, what's your favorite thing about living afloat? Discovering history and heritage. Love canal heritage, absolutely love it. But I also love English heritage. Yeah, all the history and stuff, like everything going back to the year dot. So I love going to museums. I love discovering Roman ruins and all that kind of stuff. I love it, absolutely love it. The other thing I love about being afloat is the social aspect. So meeting people. I love meeting boaters. I really do. Talking about boating and canals and history and looking at their boats and looking at how they've done things, particular designs and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Rick from Australia. So yeah, that's what. Sorry, I'm just getting. This is my first one, so I'm getting distracted by all the comments. So yeah, that's what I love about living afloat. It's the social aspect, meeting people. I'm a very social person, which kind of sucks at the moment because of all this lockdown business. I've seen like one boat go past in the past 24 hours. And they'll just go off to get some water. But I love meeting people, love the history, love the heritage. Who else we got here? Hello from Thailand. Hi, Thailand. Who's that? Jim. Hi, Jim. Wow. Hi, Steve, Sue. Oh, wow. I'm not going to repeat everybody because I'm going to lose my voice. Yeah, sorry about the pics. I'm going to try not to move so much. It's the technology. I'm sorry about the technology. I don't have all the wonderful gizmos that other channels have. This is my first stream, I guess. So I'd like to sing out too to speak of channels. Sing out to Colin and Sean from Foxes Afloat. Loved your live stream on Sunday night. That was brilliant. In fact, I love their videos. Production value is outstanding, guys. You really have nailed it. You really have. So yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. 25 people. Woohoo, 25 people. Awesome. The batteries. So I've had my inverter on all morning, and it's sitting at, I'm only using the one battery at the moment. Battery B, which has a high capacity, 105 amp hour battery. And it's currently sitting at 89%. In fact, it's inputting more from my solar than I'm actually using. So I've got my inverter on at the moment, running my laptop and plugged into my phone, and just keeping everything going. And it's been on all morning. So I don't generally now run out of power too often. I get a little bit OCD when it drops below 70%, and I think, oh shit, I'm running out of power. But then I've failed to remember that I've got another battery there, battery A, which also has another 80 amps in it that I haven't even touched yet. So yeah. So yeah, no problems with batteries, and the solar. Oh, makes such a difference going from 100 to 400. Although at the moment I've only got 300 because my tent is covering my 100 watt solar panel at the front of the boat. So I've only got 300 watts operating at the moment, but it's still generating more amps than I need right now. Yes, the sun is out. Fabulous, but it's still chilly outside. Yeah, like I said, I was going to go outside um, and try to broadcast from out there, but it's just, it's just too, yeah, it's just too cold. And I don't want to be sitting there shivering. And besides, I've got, this is Electra, just in the corner there, doing a little cameo. And I've got my fire on over there, and I'm nice and toasty warm inside. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. Oh, so yeah. I guess, I'm kind of used to this isolation thing. Everyone's isolated now because of the virus, but this is not the first time I've been isolated. So if you remember last year when I broke down on the Calden Canal, I was there 2 months. It was a bit warmer back then as well, so I was actually able to have a towpath shower, which I can't really have at the moment. It's the only thing I don't really have right now is a shower. Um, and yeah, so I'm kind of used to being isolated for long periods of time, stuck in the one place. And then recently we had those storms. So Kira, I was stuck in Rugby, and then I also broke down as well. So I was broken down for 3 weeks while my control cable was being replaced. And then now, of course, this. So if we're here a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I'm sure I could cope. I've coped before, so you know. Yeah, too much wind for outside. Yeah, it's like when I get the better technology and I've got lapel mics and all the whiz bang techno stuff, I'm sure. I tried rigging up my GoPro yesterday, but struggled with all the I just when Colin said on Sunday night that he spends a week editing a video, I'm like, a week? Oh my god. Yeah, better him than me. Mind you, I mean, I do love his videos, but just a week in sitting in front of a computer. No way. Yeah, me and technology don't really work too well. This is as close as I can go. That's why I use this is my phone. That's my phone. That's what I use for recording all my stuff and uploading stuff because it's simple. It's like press and go. So I'm just trying to read a few of the messages. Yes, hopefully it will get warmer soon. I mean, it sucks at the moment. I feel for everybody. It's like itching to get on their boats because it's the start of the season. It's the bloody start of the season. Nobody can do anything or go anywhere. I am technically allowed to move my boat closer to, I can go back up to the bottom of the lock flight at Stoke Brewer and pick up water. But this is my campsite now. I don't plan on moving from here anytime soon, unless I get really desperate to run out of food. But I have a bike and I have a trolley now, so I can actually go. I've got water carriers, so I can go up to the locks up there, get some water. It's about an hour ride to Milton Keynes to go to Tesco if I'm really desperate, but I just really kind of like to avoid major town centres at the moment. So I do have a bike. I can get around places and do things. But what's your flue of your lovely fire? It looks like a circular window. Oh, so this is I'll just move this around a little bit. I know it's a bit blurry, but you just have to put up with it until I get switched on with technology. Oh, it tells me how many people up there. 27. Cool. So it's my little stove. It's a Dickinson Newport stove by Dickinson, Canadian firm. So it's a little unit there. As you can see, it's wall mountable or bulkhead mountable. The little window there is actually just a metal grate. There's no window per se. And I've actually got some coal and a little bit of wood in there at the moment. And it's not cold in here. It's 20 degrees in here at the moment. So it's a little square unit. And I've got my eco fan on top, obviously. Yeah, I know. Like leisure boaters, I really feel for everyone who's not a continuous cruiser. Like I'm a full-time liveaboard, and I think that's where a lot of confusion. People think that I'm actually out leisure cruising. I'm actually not. I'm actually a full-time continuous cruiser. I live on my boat. This is home. This is my floating home. I just happen to be stuck in the middle of this pandemic. So I'm not just willy-nilly cruising around enjoying myself. I'm actually, last week I was moored up until Friday. I was moored up at Stoke Bruin. Now the lockdown had actually started then, but there were people everywhere, especially on Sunday. On the weekends and stuff. People out walking their dogs and getting their exercise and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to get the hell out of there, away from people. So yes, it was probably a leisure cruise down. It was a leisurely cruise down, but I had to do 9 locks, 9 big locks, and oh god, they're such a hassle. I want narrow locks again, because they fill up so much water and it takes forever to do. And then they're so heavy as well. We got to move the frigging gates open. Um, but I just want to get away from all the people, so that's why I've had a leisurely cruise down here, and this is where I'm basically moored up now for the next couple of weeks at least. So I really feel for everybody like who's got a boat, who's not a liveaboard, who's a leisure boater or a hire boater. It just must really suck right now because yeah. But even me, like I said before, like I love being social, and I can't be social when there's no canal boats on the water. So I'm suffering too, people. Don't worry. But at least I have nice views around me and stuff like that. So I was really hoping to, yeah, like I said, I really wanted to go out there and show you the view because I mean, well, you've seen it on previous videos anyway. Um, so hello everyone. Yeah, I've been chatting to lots of people on my channel. Leave messages and stuff like that on my YouTube, like comments and stuff. So hello to everybody. Who we got here? Mark, Steve. We've got here. Dampener on the actual float. Yes, so there's a little dampener thing up here. I kind of really don't know how to use it, to be perfectly fair. I have read the instructions. Don't worry, I've read the instructions. It says open it when the fire gets going. It helps draw or something like that. Yeah. I still don't understand lighting coal fires and stuff. It's been a year since I've been cruising. Can you believe it? But yeah, I'm still getting used to using coal because it's just a new thing to me. I don't really burn coal in Australia unless it's to power coal-fired power stations, people. So I'm still getting used to using, and even wood. Like there's so many different types of wood over here. Hawthorn is my favorite, but oh yeah, I'm still getting used to all that, even after a year. So I'm just having another drink here because yeah. Like I said, for those of you who just joined me, I've got about. Well, I thought I was coming down with a fever last night. I thought I had a bit of a temperature. And this morning I've got a bit of a dry cough, like consistent dry cough. I'm like, oh shit. I'm isolated. Like seriously, how can I get sick? Anyway, just the way viruses work, isn't it? I guess you're gonna pass someone on the towpath, 1.5 meters away. That's why I just don't want to go anywhere near Milton Keynes. I really don't. I don't want to go anywhere near Tesco if I can really avoid it, even though they've made kind of stringent arrangements within store and stuff. I'm like, if I can avoid going there, I will, because I just want to keep away from people. Yeah, probably the most isolated person right now. Yeah, still smiling, still upbeat, still alive. And yes, it was a bit hard because it was raining a lot. It rained a lot yesterday. But now I know what cabin fever is. I started suffering from it really bad yesterday because I hadn't actually been outside all day. So I went for a big long walk yesterday, which did me the world of good. But at least I know what it is now and how to prevent it, or at least how to manage it. So instead of getting, excuse me, depressed or whatever, I tend to just go for a walk outside now, regardless of whether it's raining or snowing or whatever it's doing. I just go out for some fresh air, go out for a bit of a walk, or play with the cats. Speaking of cats, come here. This is Electra. Say hello, Electra. And I've got her trained to enjoy belly rubs. See? Oh, she's got a bit of a growler. Hey? Wow. Wow. Oh. Say hello to everyone. Hello. Oh, she's darling. There you go. You can go back now. I don't know where the other one is. I think the other one's out somewhere exploring, chasing mice as they do. Crikey, so many messages coming through. Well, at least someone's finding my content better than their TV channels, and I don't blame you. Honestly, it's all about the virus, isn't it? Oh, it's so draining to watch all that stuff all the time, and even the social media. My God, and there's so much disinformation out there, and anyway, so let's not talk about that. Let's talk about other stuff. To boating beyond. Learn how to keep colon on it. I can't with my stove is so tiny. If I want, I have kept it on once or twice overnight, but I've gone to bed at like 11 p.m. and then packed it full of coal, and it's still going the next morning. So I just put up with the cold now. It's not actually that cold in the boat because I've got so much insulation now. Like this morning, woke up about 6:30. It was 1.5 degrees outside at Celsius, but it was 7 degrees inside. So it wasn't overly cold in the boat. And as soon as the first thing I do before I even go and pee, I come in here and light a fire. And there's nothing like it. Get a fire going in the morning, and you really, really appreciate it then. So once it's going, then I try and chuck some coal on. At the moment, a bit of coal in there, and I just tend to chuck a bit of wood on top of the coal throughout the day, just to keep it ticking over. Speaking of which, that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I've got my trusty barbecue tongs. These are great for picking up coal and pieces of wood, and I can just put that in there, and I can adjust everything. Right, that's that done. It'll tick over for the next 10 minutes before I have to reload it. That's the only thing about having such a small stove. It requires constant attention, but this is my main seat where I sit. So I've got computer here, batteries there, stove there. I've got everything at my fingertips, really. So I don't mind just sitting here. If I'm watching TV or a movie or something, I can just hear it. I can just keep on feeding the stove. But that also means that I need to go out and get tons of firewood. So that's where I spend a lot of my day, is actually being outside, which is lovely. But I'm out collecting sticks and firewood. I go through where is it? Oh, there it is. One of my subscribers gave me the bag. One of my patrons actually, with some beers and stuff in it. But it's been a great bag. I use it for my foraging for firewood. So I go through about one of those a day. So I'm constantly have to go outside and get firewood. So that's one of my routine tasks, if you like. Good time to micro-organize the boat. Yeah, do you know what? It's one of the biggest challenges I find living in such a small space is keeping it clean and tidy. Because you've only got to do one little project, and that could just be making a cup of tea, and then everything just goes everywhere, you know? Um, and, keeping the floors clean, and, especially with these two around, they're forever bringing in mice and moles and whatever else, and trampling in muddy paws, you know? They, yeah, so, yeah, living in a small space, it's always a challenge trying to, keep things tidy. So that's one of my things. I try not to get too OCD on it and try to just let things be, but then it just starts getting a real mess, and then you start tripping over shit and like I have this morning. Yeah, so I do try and but it's such a small space. It's 24 foot, of which, 6, 7 feet of that is my front sleeping cabin and the rest is my living space. So I don't have a lot of space to begin with. Um, do I have problems getting cat food? I've got a month's worth of cat food at the moment. Litter was probably the biggest challenge to get. I found some up at the convenience store up at Road, just outside Stoke Bruin. Of course, it was a good half an hour cycle away from where I was at Stoke Bruin, and it's 3 times the price that of the Tesco variety that I normally buy. But this is what you have to do in times of crisis, I guess. So I bought like 4 bags now, 5 bags. So I've got enough to last me, 5, 6 weeks, but I've got about a month's worth of cat food. So when I run out of that, that's probably my biggest concern. Never mind about me. It's where I've got enough cat food, because if I don't have cat food, I won't hear the bloody end of it. Like, go out and chase some mice. Go and get some more protein. Go outside and get some mice. But they love there. This is what I feed them. Little packets like this. If I run out of that, there'll be hell to pay. Yes, the beard. The beard. I've been growing it for 18 months now. I started growing it when I bought the boat, so that was November 2018. So that's like how long I've had the boat now. 18 months. In fact, my partner's been trying to get me to grow a beard for years, and so I was clean shaven before this, clean shaven or maybe a goatee, and sideburns, but never a full beard. I was so anti it for ages, and then we made a joke. That's right. He said he was going to buy me a boat if I was to grow a beard. So I said, okay, we'll do that. You buy me a boat and I'll grow the beard. So he bought me a boat, and I consequently started growing the beard. But I've never looked back. I love my beard. Yeah, I won't ever shave this off now. I want to eventually do like Viking plaits or braids or something, but it needs to kind of get down here. So probably need at least another year's growth, maybe 2 years growth before I start doing any of that kind of shit. But it's getting there. It's getting there. Have I eaten all my bolognese? Oh yeah, bolognese. That's one of my favorite foods. And because I don't have a refrigerator on board either, I can't keep things very long. I do have a little bilge. I have a couple of bilge compartments that I use for sort of keeping things cool, which has been great over winter. But I can't really keep things in there for too long. Meat especially. So most of my diet's usually vegan, vegetarian. As you've seen from my previous videos, I've done like that vegan curry. I will try and I do like meat. Don't get me wrong, I love meat. It's just I can't store it, so I tend not to have it on the boat. That said, I am getting a cool box for the summer, because now I've got all this energy, all this extra energy from my solar panels. I can start running a few more 12-volt appliances. Like this 12-volt fan, which is going to be a godsend. I'm just taking it off, see if I can. Where is it? This thing. So I bought 2 of these 12-volt fan. Oh, It's got an on-off switch. It'll brilliant. Because I noticed that last summer it got really hot in the cabin. And even now with the cooler months and stuff, it's really good for circulating air around the cabin. But it's going to be a godsend in summer, when we do get summer, if we get summer. If we're not all locked down over summer, yeah, that'd really piss people off, wouldn't it? Including myself. Shit. ZZ Top Beard. Righto. And I plan to get in Narrowboat in the future. Yes, that is a yes. I love my little cruiser. I really do. It's been great, but my back is starting to get really sore because I can't stand upright. I don't know if you can. I'll just move that up a little bit. But I have to do this when I walk around the cabin, right? When I'm making food and I have to bend my neck down all the time, and it's so annoying. And I've only heard there's a couple of cruisers that have headroom that are still narrow as well, because I want to keep the narrow profile so I can, obviously go more places. I could get a wide beam craft, but that means I'm limited by where I can go. I don't want that. So I do want to get a narrow craft. A couple of people on my group, on the Yogurt Pots group, have said that there are a couple of cruisers around, but I think they're few and far between. So with that in mind, I'll probably get. I'm probably aiming to look at getting a narrowboat next year. So another year on this. Another year of putting up with this. I do have one spot here that's a set apart of my boat where I can actually stand up fully upright. So I can actually, that's okay. But it is, when I'm trying to cook and things like that, it is a bit of a pain. So eventually I would like to get a narrowboat. That's the ultimate dream, I think, for me, The canals were designed for narrowboats. And, but, I just couldn't afford the hefty price tag of a narrowboat. Hence why I got this. I didn't want a price tag to stop me from doing what I wanted to do, which was travel England by canal. So, and it's just been an amazing journey. Absolutely amazing. I've done about 500 miles now. I've been on a dozen canals, but I haven't completed all the canals. I've just been on them, like the Trent and Mersey. You have to sort of go on to get onto another canal, etc. So yeah, narrowboat is the ultimate, because you can. For me, I did all this research. When we arrived in Britain, I got all excited when I saw Cruising the Cut and the indie projects. I got excited about narrowboats, and of course, what do I buy? A cruiser. And but yeah, you can do so much more with a narrowboat, in my opinion. Having now lived on a cruiser, I can see the real benefit for having a narrowboat. Headroom is one, but also things like being able to store a proper shower, being able to carry more water. It's made of steel, so it's a little bit more, I suppose, secure, for lack of a better word, when you're going through. Like, I've had a head-on collision, with a narrowboat. So I mean, this boat I know can take a pretty hefty hit, and I have slammed it into the side a couple of times as well. But yeah, they're a little bit more kind of, well, they're made of steel, aren't they? And these are made of plastic. So yes. The short answer is yes, I will be getting a narrowboat at some point in the future. But I don't want all the bells and whistles. I don't want to look like a frigging caravan. I want open shell, open plan. In fact, I thought about getting a sail away, actually, and just have, all I want is the stove, the engine, and the spray foam, and the rest I'll do. Because I love DIY, and I think it'll be really cool to actually do that to a narrowboat as well. But I can do it as I go. So I can still travel and do little bits. So that's, I don't know. But yeah, we're still thinking about it. It's a year away anyway, so we'll think about it. Once the restrictions get lifted from Narrowboat, Albion, Norton Keynes. I don't know. Once restrictions get, where you think of going next? Well, I am trying to get down closer to London. I was trying to get, because my partner lives in High Wycombe, so the plan was to actually for me to get down close to where he is, so that I could, go to his place a lot easier, or he could come to the boat a lot easier. Like, it's shorter distance. So I could go over there, have a shower, do laundry, all that kind of stuff. So the plan was to come down here over winter. But of course, winter's over now. It's springtime. But I'm still going to come down here. I've a couple of subscribers have suggested that I come and see them in Milton Keynes, and so I would like to. I think I'm going to try and go as far down south as Uxbridge, which I understand is on the tube, because I want to go to London and see some museums and all that kind of stuff, and also suss out the canals. I don't want to just take the boat down there. I've heard mixed reports about the canals in London, so I just want to kind of suss it out all first. But I could potentially take the boat down there, and that's probably where I'll sell the boat to. So but I don't know. Like, a year's a long time, So I might try and go down there, come back up, maybe go up the Leicester line or something, or I don't know. I kind of like to hover around here next winter. Maybe the Coventry Canal. I love the Coventry Canal, and because I know there's a supply boat on the Coventry Canal as well. So, yeah, I'd like to kind of hover around there, and then maybe next spring or summer, take it back down to London. And then at some point, I'll get my new boat, and then I'll sell this boat down to London or something. I haven't quite worked out the logistics of it yet, but that's kind of the idea of what I'm doing. On a cruiser from Paul, can you get on most moorings? The answer is yes, almost anywhere. Even like if there's a whole bunch of narrowboats moored up, they'll often leave gaps. And I have squeezed in behind another narrowboat. I'm 24 foot long, so I have been able to, squeeze in behind narrowboat, so I can pretty much moor anywhere. And like, even here at the moment, there's no mooring pilings or anything like that. So I've just put the mooring stakes in, the mooring pins in. So I can turn anywhere as well, even on narrow canals. I can just literally grab my center line, push the boat out in the middle of the canal, and turn it around. It's brilliant. I won't be able to do that when I get a narrowboat, of course, but at the moment, it's brilliant. So yeah, you'll often find me, even if I'm going the opposite direction, I'll always turn my boat around so that I have my entry door on the towpath side, because that's where the cap flap is and all that kind of thing. It's my main entry door, so I tend to use that. So yeah. Yeah, mate. Paul says, I know, Steve, must be hard maintaining a long distance relationship. We've been doing it for a year now, Steve. There have been times when we've been apart for up to 6 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think it was last May. Duncan went overseas to America or something, so there was like a huge big period. Might have been 5, 6 weeks we're apart. So it has been challenging. It really has, but it makes us, when we do get together, we appreciate our time together a lot more, I think, as well. And we're not living each other's pets all the time, so we don't get sick of each other. We've been together 7 years, so we've kind of worked all that stuff out now. It's a bit of a challenge, I guess, but I guess being in a survival situation now, or lockdown, it's not the first time we've been separated, so we're kind of a bit used to it by now. But we talk on the phone every other day and WhatsApp, and we'll have video calls and whatever else. So that's good. So I need some water. God, I was talking. How long have I been there? 34 minutes. Right. I think about doing an hour just to, start off things and whatever. Just to suss it all out, Um, Mark, the drones. I'm going to touch the drones. To be fair, it's a bit too windy. I'm not even going to bother. It's just, even with a light breeze, I'm certainly not going to play with them around the canal, especially the pro one. Absolutely no way. It's just not worth it at the moment. I have seen people do footage with drones, like Foxes Afloat use theirs, and Robbie Cumming uses his, and David cruising the cut. So they must sort of find a day when there's no wind, but at the moment it's just been awful. And with those storms and stuff, like just forget it. So they're still, excuse me, packed away. I will endeavour to dig those out when the weather gets a bit better, which it will. It is slowly getting better. But yeah, I haven't played around with them yet. But I will. I'm looking forward to that actually. Just for something, yeah. Oh, when I first saw the footage, who was it? Oh yeah, Minimal List did that fantastic video of the Langolflin. I can't pronounce. The aqueduct that goes across. I can't pronounce it, but the aqueduct. That's brilliant. Drone. Oh yeah, that's when I first fell in love with drone footage. I'm like, wow. So yeah, it's just something I really love to do, but just not at the moment because it's just not, with all the wind around. It's just not worth it. Um, I'm just going to go back through all the messages now because I know I've missed some. We go back to the beginning, I suppose. Right. Got an update. Brian in Brisbane, got an update on your composting loo. Well, what do you want to know, Brian? It works. It's been working for a year. It's not as fancy as the one that Foxes Afloat have, or even the ones that Minimalist have and Narrowboat experience. But it works fine. It works fine at the moment. Over winter, it's been great because I've just been dumping all my ash on top of my number twos. And it completely suppresses all the smell. And the liquids, well, being a bloke, it's pretty easy to manage liquids, Pee into a bottle, really, and then empty it. You're allowed to empty it 10 meters away from the edge of the canal, say in a field or something like that. And then the number twos, bag and bin it, just like dog shit, really. That's what I do. But the ash has been great because I think it actually helps break it down. I don't know that for certain, but it suppresses all the smells. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But of course, in summer, I use sawdust, so it becomes a little bit more whiffy over summer. When I built the box, I had actually installed a fan in there, so I may put a fan back in there. Now I've got extra electricity and stuff, I may put an extractor fan, just to help, dry it out and keep all the smells at bay, etc. But I'm used to my own smell, I guess. Who isn't? So yeah, it's going fine. It's going great. I will never, ever, ever go back to using any kind of other toilet ever. Cassettes. Oh, that's so last century, and pump outs that's even last century, No, I won't ever do any other kind of toilet. Composting is the way to go. I really like that one that Foxes Afloat have though. Yeah, real impressed with that. Can't remember how much it cost them. Did they say? Anyway, so on my narrowboat, that's what I'll get. I'll get a version of theirs because that was brilliant. But this one cost me less than 50 quid. I built it myself, to keep costs down. And I'll probably, sell it with the boat. Yeah, if people want a composting loo. Otherwise, I'll buy a cassette. I don't know how people. Yeah, I just don't know how people do cassette toilets. I really don't. Right. Ah, here's someone. Come here. This is Kinka. Say hello, Kinka. Hello. She has been picked up, really, but you know, she can use it. Oh, boat's just gone past. One boat. Oh, there she is. There you go. Say hello to everyone. Oh, she is an absolute darling. She is so affectionate. She licks me. When she's curled up in a ball, she gives me cuddles at night, and she licks me, don't you? You're a licky. She loves a daddy, don't you? Hey, but yeah. Except for feeding time, it's so annoying. That meow at feeding time. Oh, yeah, that one. Do 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 do. Here you go. You can go over there, Kinks. Here you go. You stay there. All right, next to the fire. She loves the fire. How good is the fan on the heater? This thing is, I swear by them. However, I don't think this is as efficient as what it was once, because part of my routine now, when I start moving, particularly if I'm doing locks, is to remove this off the top of the stove. It's already been dropped a couple of times, so I think it's like bent the prongs. So I don't think it's as efficient as it used to be. But now that combined with the 12-volt fan, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I might get another one of those just to make it, yeah, because it's a year old now. It's getting a bit on, and it's had a few dents and stuff. So I don't think it's as efficient, but it still does a really good job. And of course, it makes hardly any noise, and doesn't use any energy. Not that that really worries me now because I've got this 12-volt fan. So yeah, I swear by them though. I think I picked them up from Amazon. It wasn't expensive. It was 25 quid, and there's dozens of them online. But don't go and buy it at Aldi. Aldi only had two-prong fan, and it was really expensive. Yeah, I think I got that one on Amazon, but it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Swear by it. Um, Zoom, try it. Zoom conference. Okay, in my choir. Interesting. Thanks, Gregory. I shall have a look at that. You got to buy a boat. Well, yeah, I hope I hope my channel is inspiring a lot of people. That's what it's all about. Like, um, you don't need 50 grand to go out and buy a narrowboat to enjoy life on water. This boat that cost me less than £2,000, and admittedly, okay, I probably spent 2,000 on it. But still, that's only £4,000, which is a fraction of what it costs you to buy an equivalent narrowboat. So don't let price stop you from going out and getting a boat. If you want to get a boat, get a boat. And that's why part of the reason I started my group on Facebook called the Yogurt Pots is to inspire people. Get on the water. You can buy one of these things for. I've seen people pick up 25 feet, cruisers for 500 quid and less. Some people get them for free. If you're prepared to do, project boats, prepared to do a bit of work, a bit of DIY, you can get them for next to nothing. But if you want all the bells and whistles, the shower and, full galley, kitchen, you can still get them on cruises as well, but you probably end up paying a lot more for them. So it really depends on your budget. It really does. But yeah, don't let anything stop you. If you want to start cruising on a boat, buy a boat. Anyone can afford it, really. Just got a few things to think of, like your license fee and where you're going to moor it and all that kind of thing. So you did do a little bit of research, but honestly, people like David Cruising the Cut explains it really well about different types of moorings, different types of boats, all that kind of thing. So, there's plenty of material out there to help you make up your mind. But yeah, if you want to go on the water, there's nothing stopping you really, except maybe your finances. All right, let's maybe a few more. Uh, the better the drone, the better they are in the wind. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'm not going to try it anytime soon, Mark. um, unless I go out to a field. There's a field behind me, but I don't. It's private property. I don't want to go out and just start playing with drones on a field. Um, a bit further down towards Milton Keynes, I noticed there's a big park. I'm kind of looking forward to going there because there's a lovely walking track and stuff, so I can go and get some exercise. But it also means I could potentially get out the drone, and have a play with it down there. So that's where I'll probably have a good play with it all there. Once the weather gets better. But yeah, I'm very cautious about using drones next to canals because knowing me, I'll probably end up losing it. I'll probably end up in the drink. Um, Eddie from the Mac. On your travels, what has been your best and worst moment to date? Um, Worst moment. Oh, that's a tough one. I think. Well, I was going to say breaking down on the Colon Canal, but that probably wasn't the worst moment. The worst moment was actually dealing with River Canal Rescue. That was the worst moment. Oh, because honestly, the incompetence of that company. Yeah, that's why I haven't renewed. In fact, that saga was the reason I didn't renew. The way I got treated by them was absolutely shameful. That was probably the worst experience I've had because I had constant arguments with them and they kept on changing the parameters of my repair. And then, oh yeah, and then they decided to charge me without actually letting me know. So they deducted the money out of my account without letting me know. No invoice, no notice or anything. That pissed me off like you wouldn't believe. That was probably the lowest point. The highest point, all the rest, all the rest. Meeting people. This is the one thing I absolutely cherish about boating. I have met more people and made more friends in 12 months of cruising than I have in the 45 years living on this earth. Uh, yeah, living in a house. When I was living in Stockport for 2 years, we befriended one person, one. And prior to that, living in a flat, didn't talk to anyone. Um, and then living back in Sydney and stuff, I got to know a few of my neighbours and stuff, but nothing compared to living on a boat. Like I said, I've made so many new friends. People I have now on Facebook that are friends. That's the highlight for me. I think it's the interaction engagement I get. So when you're cruising past, people wave at you and they smile at you and they say hello. You don't get that anywhere. You don't get that in a car. You don't get that on a bike. You do get it on a boat. That's probably the biggest highlight. It's the people and the social aspect. Of yeah. So it's probably, but oh, it's just being on the water, exploring everywhere, but yeah, definitely the people. Love the people. People are so much more friendly on the water. Yeah, it's like I've just joined a private club. Like let's all be friendly club. Yeah, don't know what it is. Just something about boating life that everyone's more chilled. We're not all in a rush to get somewhere. I think that's the other thing too. We don't have to be somewhere at a certain time unless you've got to go to a festival. If you're a roving trader, you've got to get to a festival or something, or you've got to get your boat down to, to get blacked or whatever it is you got to do. But generally speaking, none of us are in a rush, really. Hire boaters are, but I understand why. I was a hire boater once. I understand why hire boaters are in a bit of a rush. They want to get to, from A to B, get to the nearest pub. But as a full-time liveaboard, or even a lot of leisure boaters that I meet, not really in a rush to get anywhere, and that's probably the most significant difference between living on a boat and living on land. Everybody's the pace of life living on land is just so. I think that's another sort of reason why people are getting pissed off, because they're so used to fast pace of life, and then now to be told that they can't continue their fast paced life, they've actually got to now stop. Yeah, that would to be told that, like, I've chosen to live on a boat, but to be told that, I think, you know, um, I think would really be hard. Would be really hard. Um, Steve goes, "You should work for the CRT. You would be their best canal advocate." Well, Steve, I did actually work for the CRT briefly, as a fundraiser. Uh, it didn't last long because I won't go into it, but I got assaulted on the towpath while I was working once in Manchester. It was shortly after that I bought the boat. It was around sort of October 2018. But yeah, I what can I say? I think we're extraordinarily lucky to have an organisation like the Canal and River Trust. You can imagine if all the canals were still being managed by government, by the Tory government. I'm not going to get into politics, but seriously, at least we've got a body that's looking after the canals. I think we're all extraordinarily lucky and privileged to even have such a thing. It's living heritage we have here. So I feel extraordinarily lucky and privileged that I can actually enjoy the canals and what we have there. So, but yeah, I may rejoin the CRT one day, but not in the distant future. I had thought about going back and working as a fundraiser. I've got a few friends who do that. They live on their boat and they work as a fundraiser for the CRT. But the problem is I enjoy traveling too much, so there's no way I could just stay on one canal. Like my friend Dave, he's on the Macclesfield Canal, but I yeah, I love the Mac Canal. I really do. I think it's a gorgeous canal, but I don't think I think I get a bit bored if I had to keep on going up and down, So I think I'll pass. um, oh yeah, that one pissed off woman. Oh, look, you get occasional, very very occasional nasty nasty boater, but that's rare. It really is, and I just put it down to now either them having a bad day or they've got something wrong with their brain. You know, yeah, I just take it with a pinch of salt now, grain of salt. You know, um, Mark, is your YouTube set up for Super Chat? I just discovered Super Chat about half an hour before I went live, so apparently it is switched on, but I don't know if I haven't seen any come through, so I don't know if it's actually working or not. I have monetized the stream, but yeah, I don't know if it works or not. I can see that the little icons and stuff at the bottom there. It says "Show your support for Aussie Boater," and you click on it, and it comes up with Super Sticker and Super Chat. But I don't know if it actually works. So no one's ever done it yet. So I don't know if you want to try it. Maybe give me a couple of dollars. I don't really do it for the, I don't do it for the money. I really don't. Every little bit helps. So, and I now have enough patrons to almost self-support myself. You know what I mean? The contributions I get from patrons now give me just enough to keep me afloat. So it's my license fee, my fuel, and my food, basics. So that's really good, and anything else yeah, occasionally I get a little bit more from Charlie, so I can go and enjoy a pub meal or whatever, but or a couple of ales. But yeah, my patrons now. I've got 12 patrons now, so thank you to all my patrons, by the way, for making my life afloat possible without any interference from my boyfriend. Because that's how I started. Really, we started with a really low budget, about £200 a month, and that's what he was contributing. So I could, yeah, pay for my license fee, pay for my petrol and my food. But of course, back then, when I was cruising a lot more, I was spending a lot more on petrol too. So I was probably spending about £100 a month on petrol. But I was cruising a lot, 7, 8 hours a day. So yeah. Um, so yeah. To answer your question, Mark, yes, it's set up for super chat, but I don't know if it works. There you go. All right, we've come up to almost an hour now, so that was pretty awesome, actually. Um, I think the next one I'm going to try and get obviously some better technology, and hopefully the weather will be better as well. So I'll maybe do an Aussie barbecue. How about that? We'll do. So I get some prawns or some whatever. We'll have an Aussie barbecue in summer, and I'll do a live stream then. That's what I was hoping to do today, but it hasn't really worked out that way. Just yeah, the weather's still a bit shitty and whatever. But it's been a good test. I just need to get my voice back as well, and hopefully my symptoms go away because I don't want that damn virus. Um, but we'll call it quits. 56, almost 57 minutes now. So we're gonna call it quits after an hour. I have been talking a lot, haven't I? But thank you all for your support and watching my first live stream. It's been an experience. I've just got to kind of work out, yeah, a bit more logistic stuff about better quality video, that sort of thing. But at least I hope I've answered a few of your questions. And of course, I'm an open book. You can always hit me up anywhere, really, on social media, on my Facebook group, or on my channel with any questions you have. And more than likely, I will answer it back with a video. I've done that previously. I like doing that because you can explain more in a video than you can just written text. So, um, yeah, do hit me up with more questions as you think of them. But yeah, thanks for supporting my first live stream. It's been brilliant. Been brilliant. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. That does work. Awesome. Narrowboat. Thank you, Narrowboat, Albion, Norton, Keynes. Awesome. Ian, thank you so much for your donation. Yeah, Aussie barbecue. Yeah, I'll do an Aussie barbecue. That'd be awesome. And Mark, thank you much. Thank you very much. I think it goes into you've got to earn a certain amount on. I don't know how it all works. Honestly, I don't really look at the analytics too much. But I think you've got to earn like $200 or something before they pay you out or something. I don't know. I don't really look at that too much. But at least I know that works now. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Oh, and Charlie, Shrike 0064 is Charlie. The kiddies can supply the food. Well, only if they can catch squirrels. Because Charlie tells me or informs me that squirrel is actually really delicious. And I've actually found a place here in England you can actually purchase it. It's called wildmeat.co.uk, I think. And you can buy game meat and birds and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, if they can catch squirrel, because they're pretty nimble, then we might have fresh squirrel one night. But I don't think that's going to happen. They're a bit docile, my cats. They're not the smartest in the world. But, yes, I will ask. I was going to send them an email, actually, the foxes, about how they set up stuff and stuff. That's part of the reason why I went on their channel on Sunday night, was to kind of see how it all works and operates, because I hadn't really done it before. And yeah, so thanks everyone. What up to? Yeah, that's about it. That's an hour now. So just as well because I'm about to lose my voice. A bit dry in the throat now. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more regular vlogs. But thanks for your support, guys. Catch you later. Bye.